Hi, could you introduce yourself for us, please?
I'm Alexandra Wilkis Wilson, founder and chief merchandising officer of Gilt Groupe.
And could you explain briefly what exactly it is that Gilt Groupe does?
Gilt Groupe is a website that provides access to members only to amazing discounts on fashion for women, men, home decor, kids, and recently we've expanded into other categories including travel and local city services.
It's an extraordinary company. I understand you have over 3 million members, 500 employees, and yet you only launched to the public in November 2007. Could you tell us how you managed to come up with this extraordinary idea and then implement it in such a short period of time?
Thank you. The idea of Gilt Groupe really came about by taking the concept of a New York City sample sale, something that I, as an avid fashion shopper and fashion industry executive, took part in quite frequently. So the idea was to bring the experience online and make it available not only to insiders in places like New York City, but to make it available across the country and even potentially internationally.
And obviously, you help your employees at work, and with over 500 employees, that's a huge workforce. Do you have any systems in place at Gilt so people can seek mentorship, or do you just have an open door policy with the executives there?
Well, initially we had an open door policy. We actually have an open seating plan. We have no closed doors. All of our executives were all out like a trading floor sitting amongst everybody in the company. But in terms of a formal program, we actually recently started a mentoring program. So anyone can sign up at any level. I've signed up and will be mentoring someone in the company. So I think that's a great, more formalized process. But in my experience, I think when something is so formalized, it doesn't always work that well. I think what works best is when you automatically find a bond with someone. Could be a peer, could be a superior, could be someone more junior in their career, and for whatever reason, there's just a special click and a special reason to want to help out.
If you had to give maybe one or two pieces of advice to maybe a young woman setting up her own business, what would you say?
I would say go for it, and I think it's wonderful to see so many women starting up new businesses. I actually went to a girls' school for 10 years, so I think part of something innate within me is definitely being supportive of other women, and you don't see women being as supportive of one another as they could be or should be. But I would also say to a woman, it's okay to fail. You sometimes learn more from failures than from successes, and I think women sometimes are so afraid to fail, much more afraid than I see my male counterparts and colleagues. And you know, it's okay. It's okay to fall off that horse and jump back on. So I think it's really important to figure out what you're passionate about and what you're good at, and to just go for it and be a go-getter and don't take no for an answer. And for every idea that anyone has, there are going to be so many people who say it's a bad idea and going to say it's not going to work and give you a list of reasons why it's not going to work. Today I had a breakfast and was telling all the stories of the naysayers about Gilt Groupe who you know, didn't poo-pooed the idea and didn't think it would work and didn't think any designer would want to sell on our site. And don't pay attention to that. If you believe it's a good idea, if you believe there's a need in the market for whatever your idea is, then go for it.
Great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.